Alright, slavery. I'm annoyed. Apparently. I get annoyed at. This is going to be a kind of meta subject, but we're starting with slavery, okay? Now, for I was just watching Metatron's video on the Woman King, and just how wildly, historically inaccurate it is. Wow. Now, there are a lot of people out there that's going to say, "Oh, this is woke." Woke is just knowing and calling out those actual injustices. This isn't woke. This is I can't think of the right term. It's not woke. The term woke has been misappropriated here. It's ridiculous, is what it is. What you have with the Woman King is Hollywood making a story about a troupe of female African soldiers who, in actual truth, were helping their king, male king, to round up loads of Africans and sell them to the white Europeans and other Africans. But in the film, they're portrayed as the good guys versus the bad guy Europeans. It's not woke. That's stupid. That's not calling out on a social injustice. That's just being stupid and having an agenda. I fully agree that there's an agenda here. I just don't agree on the term, on the terminology. I don't agree that it's woke, because woke is being the term woke is being misappropriated. I mean, let's balance this. The Irish used to come and take Welsh and Scottish slaves. The Vikings used to take white slaves from all over the place. So you get there's this underlying current of it was just white men doing slavery. No, it wasn't. Or white men doing slavery just on people of other races. No, it wasn't, because the white race is not as one and a whole as people think. Someone from Russia is not the same as someone from England. This should be obvious, but it seems like it isn't. You have someone of Slavic heritage and someone of Anglo-Saxon, Celtic, Viking heritage. Two different peoples. Vikings would make slaves of even other Norse. But they like to take the Irish as slaves. Particularly. I'm not entirely sure why. We've got, in Africa, we've got was it Mali? People from Mali taking people to the coast and sending, Native Africans to other Native Africans and to white Europeans, anyone who'd take them. Slavery was in some cases it still is, but it was a major part of global society as it was at the time. Because now this is where things start getting meta, but I've said before about absolutism. It does my nut, because it's infecting every part of, almost every part of our daily lives. The way we think is being infected by this absolutism. It's this way or it's that way. There's no middle ground. It's why even in politics you had Labour abandon the centre, you had the Tories abandon the centre ground, despite the fact that the general populace is on the centre ground, not the left or the right. There's no leeway given, because they want this ideology to be pushed. There has to be a balance, because on one side you've got people, you've got the right having got the left for its wokest historical inaccuracies, but in this country you have Jacob Rees-Mogg trying to tell us that the Boer Wars weren't even half as bad as they were. It happens. This sort of whitewashing, blackwashing, whatever you want to call it, it's common throughout history, no matter what culture you're in. Persians would have tried to have done it to the Greeks. I can't say this for certain, but it wouldn't surprise me, because this seems to be common. I'm not saying that you'd see this all across our history, however, it seems to be a common occurrence. Metatron is very good at pointing this stuff out. But it's not just, you've got it. There has to be a balance, and he's right. The truth. It's not about the truth. It's about the facts, because everyone seems to have their own truth. There are only the facts and people's opinions of those facts. Now, the problem we have is that opinions seem to be based on opinions of facts, not the facts themselves. Let me know if I'm wrong on that one, but it's something that I'm seeing over and over again. You have, Brexit was made a huge problem when it came to race, or what's British. And then you had people saying, you had white people, and I heard it myself. So before anyone tries to challenge me, Brexit, it wasn't just Brexiteers that were all nasty, Remainers got nasty too. I didn't hear Remainers telling fucking black people to fuck off to their own country, despite the fact it's coming from Christians. Now, there is an argument to be said that, Christianity has been a part of our culture for a long time. However, it's not Germanic. It's Mediterranean. It's not a native culture. It's been here for a while, but it's not native. It's like Roman, certain Roman stuff in Britain. It's not native. They came here, invaded, and they plumped a load of their shit here. And then when they left, it's not like they could take it with them. It became a part of our history, and it became a part of our culture. But of its origin, it's not ours, as in English, British. Given that the genetic lines are Germanic in this country, not Mediterranean, on the whole, people seem to miss the fact of that white people are different cultures. Black people are different cultures. You take someone from Mali and from Egypt, and they're two different people. Yes, they're both black, but they're both different. Because they're two different cultures. It's the same with white people. Again, I'll give you an even closer example. You take the Welsh and their ancient culture. You take the Flemish and you take their ancient culture. And it's different because they're different people. Ah! The Mongols were different from the Indians. The Chinese different from the Japanese. Yes, there are things that connect us, and we should celebrate that. But there are things that differentiate us. We should also celebrate this too. That, it seems that our differences are being used as weapons. The things that connect us are being used as weapons, not as something to celebrate. I don't know if this is my green tinted glasses. No fucking joke. But it's so warped. A pagan from Britain is different to a pagan from the continent. Is there still a connection? Yes! But there's still differences! It's like people can't... my brain's gone blank for a second. I can't think of the right word. It's like you can't have two supposedly opposing thoughts in the same brain. You get cognitive dysfunction. Whatever. See, I can't word right now, but cognitive dissonance. But I'm not wearing green tinted glasses. This is. I could swear this is the truth. This is not the truth. These are the facts, and they seem to be going under the radar. These facts. Metatron's bang on, but the wider conversation needs to be had of It's not just perpetrated, it's just happening both ways. And, I mean, I saw blatant racism come from, what was his fucking name? I can't remember his name. The Russian foreign minister. Fucking creepy dude with glasses. Right? And he was blatantly being racist by saying, oh, you're Anglo-Saxon, you don't understand. It's like, oh. I mean, what if that bird had been from northern Scotland? That wouldn't make sense to call her Anglo-Saxon. It would be less likely to make sense to call her Anglo-Saxon. This is what I mean. Even on our own islands, the supposed white race can be legitimately split into different peoples. On even just these islands. Let alone the rest of the world. And yet, no, but it's got to be white people, black people, yellow people, red people, green people, blue people. There's no nuance. It's all absolutes. Because people are too lazy to think about these things now. They want a story that genuinely makes sense to them and their way of thinking. There doesn't seem to be any. I'm not coming across films that challenge the way I think. I like films that challenge the way I think. I like programs that challenge the way I think. I like to be challenged. I like the way I think to be challenged. But it's like people can't take that now. Don't get me wrong. If I'm challenged, I'll make a defense. But I like, because it reaffirms on what I believe. And if I'm wrong, I am more than willing to see where I'm wrong and change the way I think accordingly, if I can. But there doesn't seem to be this coming from anywhere else. It's a meta subject, but like I said, the Metatron, with this video on the Woman King, I don't want to watch the film now. Because I'm just going to sit there and go, it's historically inaccurate, whilst being told it's historically accurate. But then, there are the words, based on true events. Just because it says it's based on true events doesn't necessarily mean that everything you see is going to be true. Again, that's absolutism and non-absolutism. I'm not arguing with Metatron here. It makes really good points. It is about the facts, not the truth. Not speaking truth. What did he say? Truthish. Factish. I think factish is better. We are being fed these lines from up above. We don't have to follow. It's quite funny because this sort of argument's been made about rings of power and stuff. And, rings of power is fantasy. I'm a major Tolkien fan. I'm trying to write a book. I set books based on the writing style. you know, well, not necessarily the writing style, but the story building style of Tolkien. So I recognise where people get pissed off at the deviations from the original, from what's already known. However, it's, you know, a true Tolkien fan knows that a lot of what Tolkien said changed throughout. You look all through his notes and things evolved. That's why I like it so much. The number of Balrogs changing, you know, the way orcs were originally conceived, and how they originated. How it's just that evolved. So coming back to the original subject, the way we're thinking is evolving, and you know, you get what did he say? Her name was Violet something. Hang on. I can't control my own bloody camera window. What did he say her name was? Violet something. I'm trying to find her name. Viola Davis. Okay. She said something. Hang on. She was saying something along the lines, or I think Metatron was saying. She's saying, was it? Yeah. Viola Davis says the audiences who don't see the Woman King are supporting the narrative that black women cannot lead the box office globally. What's it? What it? Don't come out with something like that, because you're just looking to get people to attack you. For what? That's not based on facts, mate. That's opinions. That's your opinions, Viola Davis. Or maybe not even your opinions. You're the executive producers and shit. That's a stupid thing to say. I wouldn't really care about this if the film wasn't being used as a weapon. I don't see the Rings of Power as being used as a vehicle for anything. I like what's going on. Some bits I don't, some bits I do. But I haven't got a problem. I don't think other people, if you have, it's fine, but I don't think you necessarily should. Pretty good stories. I like what's going on. Love what's going on. Not all of it, but most of it. Pretty damn good. Pretty happy with what's going on. The Rings of Power. I quite like, the House of the Dragon stuff. There was some silly comments that Shad from Shadiversity brought up from one of the actresses. I think it was the one who played Rhaenyra. I think he said it was her, but saying that it's a vehicle for women's rights on abortions and stuff. Shad had an argument against that, and I can see where he's coming from. Now, I'm not against abortion at all. I'm pro-choice. It's weird, actually, that argument, pro-choice, pro-life. Well, either side is pro-life. Really. One's pro-life of purely the child, and the other one's more towards the mother. But, like, where's the realism? Again, I knew this subject was going to get meta, so I kind of apologise on this one, but, you know, the subject of abortion, like, that argument gets, the subject of absolutism comes in. So how can you make that argument for that individual when you're not going through what she's going through? Dick! I don't care if you're another woman and you've had children. Oh, you were raped too, were you? And you still wanted to have the kid. That's you! Don't expect people to think the way that you do because you have a certain way of thinking. That is ridiculous. And it seems everywhere. There's a lot of this these days. People expecting others to just think the way that they do, and when they don't, they get angry because of it. Fuck off. Do one, cunt. I don't give a fuck if YouTube blocks me. I really don't care. My videos are going to go up either way. But, you know, this stupid way of thinking, this reaction. Yes, yes, I recognise I'm reactionary myself. However, I think I have a legitimate argument here. You know, Metatron is a legitimate argument. You're selling an agenda and missing the facts, not the truth, the facts. You chuck a couple of factoids and little tidbits in there, but you know, there's also, because of this absolutist way of thinking, it's just occurred to me that the words based on true events might be even being taken out of consideration. This is just what would the Christians call it? Devil on your shoulder moment. The based on true events, maybe when we see that, we go, oh, so it's true then. There's an absolutist thought process going on there, where you're going from, you know, you're looking at the term based on true events. Oh, so it's true then, this stuff. What? No, it's based on. That doesn't mean everything in this is going to be true. Oh. Like, the automatic mindset these days is absolutes. Where's the nuance? Where's the nuance? Nice to see. Nice to hear. This has gone on a bit longer than I expected. But, you know, I see this subject was a bit meta. It starts and ends with, you know, Metatron and the woman king. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to watch the film because it's completely away from the actual facts, and it's trying to sell something that's opposite to what's the fact. Metatron was right. It wouldn't be so bad if they'd romanticized the figures tastefully. I can think right now how you do that, but someone probably could. Instead, they've completely done an about face on the central characters. So, I get where Metatron's coming from here. He's right here. He's correct. I just don't If this was Shad, he'd probably say this is woke. And I would tell him being Australian and on the right, I'm sorry, dude, this isn't being racist, but you're Australian and you're on the right. You are wrong when you say this is woke. You're misappropriating the term. Just like loads of people are. Because that's not what woke really means. When you say that that's what it means, you and Oz, you're putting your own meaning on it. Not what it originally meant, you're putting your own meaning on it. So come on, dude. Standards. Don't be doing double standards, dude. I like you, Shad. I do. You great stuff. I watch loads of your videos. But one thing that drives me mad about you and Oz is that some of your views are seriously skewed because you're right-leaning. Yes, I'm on the left, but I will force myself onto the centre ground if I feel that there is a bias going on and I need to get away from that bias to see what's really going on. Okay? You need to do the same thing. It's not about absolutes, mate. It's about adaptation. Evolution. We evolve how we think. And if we are wrong, we correct it. We don't just doggedly stick to the same way of thinking. Yeah? Even if it insults us, even if we don't like it, well, there are some things we have to accept because it's right, it's correct whether we like it or not. And you are misappropriating the term woke. Just like a lot of people on the right do. And even people on the left. So, I think that's one of the major things here, is the misappropriation of the word woke. But, like I said, Metatron, bang on, dude. Bang on. I don't think I can argue with anything that you say in this video. I've got arguments with your video on the shield wall, Scalburg, but that's a different subject. This video, love it. Nice one, dude. Love your videos. Keep on going, dude. I just want to see more balance here. Like I said, there is weird kind of cultural racism between white people. It's there. Look at the way that these people stereotype the Irish. There's a perfect example. Angela's Ashes was a great example of that one. A lot of the stuff to do with the troubles in Northern Ireland. That there's some cultural racism there. I mean, a lot of the historical problem between England or the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland, and the island of Ireland, has been kind of culturally racist, sort of, yeah, culturally prejudiced, you know what I mean. So, there's so much more nuance to this abuse issue. There is black on black, because just because you're black doesn't mean that you're the same as someone else who's black in origin. Someone whose origins are from Morocco are not the same as someone whose origins are from South Africa. They're just not. Even on ancient DNA level. Check it out. Actually check it out. I might sound like I'm going way too far now, but check it out. that the whole subject of slavery is misinterpreted. You know, white people did slavery on white people. White people did slavery on black people. Black people did slavery on black people. Black people sometimes did slavery on Indian peoples. And sometimes on the white peoples. Like, slavery was just a societal tool. That's technically what it was. A societal tool that we have since kind of, in the mainstream, that we've since abandoned. Mostly. It's not about the absolutes. It's about the nuances. And it's being missed. Metatron, bang on, dude. Keep on going. Shad, keep going, dude. Love your stuff. But this absolutism, when you make, you know, comments, think about what you're fucking saying. Okay? I'm going to stop for now. I'll be coming out with another video later on, probably more politics based, but we'll see. Blessed Thursday. Hey Metatron. Hey Shad. Hey Oz. Hey Nathan. I hope everyone's alright. Blessed Thursday. I hope everyone has a good day. Ha en god dag.